Hey guys, so I used to do a few cheese videos, and even though they're like 2 years old, I still get people asking me to update them. So here we go. Here's the first new cheese video of season 6. Okay, so especially at lower elo, this is so easy to pull off, and it's a really effective way to get ahead early. You don't even need much to pull this off either, just a good early game champion, a good pull, and some big juicy balls to go into the jungle at level 2. If this goes right, we'll steal their red buff and get a kill, or at least get their flash. So first up, you need a jungler who does some good damage early. If you're picking someone like a Mumu, then yeah, crying and headbutting someone isn't really gonna kill them. Lee Sin, Rengar, Shyvana, Vi, Nidalee, Kindred, literally anyone who has some damage early can do this. Next up is the enemy jungler. If they're super tanky like Rammus or Zac, or they just don't lose health in the jungle, then don't bother doing this either. Alright, yeah, they probably can't kill you, but chances are they'd survive way too long and their team will come and corner you. You can actually pull this off against pretty strong early game junglers just because they get low in the jungle, so don't worry too much about that either. Okay, so actual first thing, get a strong smiteless leash. This is kind of optional actually, but it's way better because we can smite away the red buff from them and get the experience. Anyway, ask your bot lane for a strong pull on the Grump, kill it and run straight to their jungle. Pop a health pot on the way to make sure you're at full health too. So we're going to run straight to their red buff, and they'll either be doing it already or they'll be at their raptors. And by the way, we want to be standing here at the tip of the bush. It'll let us see the red buff's health as well as everything else. Now if they are actually there, then try to smite the red away first so we get the experience, and then try to kill them. Chances are it's actually probably going to be about half health by now, so we have to be quick as well. This is the route that most people take for some reason, and the good thing is that they won't have their smite, so it's an easy takeaway. If they aren't there yet, then just wait for a bit. 99% of the time they will be there in a few seconds and they'll start the buff. This time they will have their smite though, so it's going to be a bit more of a smite fight. Wait for them to get the buff low, smite it yourself, and then jump out at them. This whole thing sounds so simple, and it is, but it's so effective and hardly anybody expects it for some reason. Now this does work better if we're on red side, but we can do it on blue side as well. If we're doing it on blue side, we have to do it a little bit differently. So the reason it doesn't work as well is because one, you have to path into the jungle in a kind of worse way. It's not as easy as on the other side. The other problem is you really want to do red buff first, but red buff has 3 monsters there. It takes a little bit longer to clear, so you're going to be a little bit later into there and you might not be there in time. But as you can see in this clip, we actually managed to pick up the kill anyway. The principle is the same, right? You get level 2, you then run into the jungle and you invade. I just think it works a little bit better when you are on red side. There's one more thing to keep in mind while you do this, the enemy laners. Now watch the minimap as you're running into the jungle. That is the only way you're going to know if it's warded before it's too late. If they move and disappear out of lanes, then just go back into your own jungle and carry on as normal. Right, so what about if this happens to you? If someone does this to you, how do you deal with it? The answer is really just a smarter route and warding. Start at your Krugs, go to raptors, and then do red buff third. As you finish your Krugs and are walking to your raptors, you want to ward here in this bush. This will almost always let you know if you're being invaded. But if you do want to be a little bit extra careful, then take the extra second to ward over the wall here instead. Doing Krugs, raptors, and then red will let you have your smite for red buff, which will A, make it harder to steal, and B, let you heal from it when you smite, making the rest of your clear stronger too. If someone is actually in your jungle like this, like if they come in, then just ping a ton to make your team come and sit back and wait. Do not start the buff yourself. If they start it, then challenge them, and unless you're much stronger, don't fight them alone. Invading and this whole thing is really just a game of chicken. It's mind games more than anything. Eventually your team will come, or they'll get bored and they're just going to leave you alone. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first cheesy tip video. I have a lot more of these, so give it a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, share, it really helps me out, and I'll catch you in my next video.